How are doctors paid? How are nurses paid? How are hospitals paid? I'm going to be getting into all that in the next few videos and drawing some conclusions. So y'all, back in the day, hospitals, doctors, and thereby extension nurses were essentially paid by the honor system. A patient came to the hospital, the doctor took care of the patient, the doctor and the billing department got together. They said, this is how much it costs to take care of the patient. They submitted the bill to the insurance company and CMS paid them back. Guys, you can see where this is ripe for abuse, obviously, right? So in order to control costs, right, the government, CMS, came up with something called the Inpatient Prospective Payment System, IPPS. Succinctly put, IPPS, right, is basically where they say, okay, this is how much we think is going to cost to take care of a patient with the same diagnosis, right? Now we call it the lump sum theory, the lump sum payment system, right? If a patient has this disease, you get this amount of money to take care of them. So for the most part, the IPPS that rules the day in America is the DRGs, Diagnostic Related Group, either APDRGs, All Payer Diagnostic Related Group, or more commonly and chiefly MSDRGs, the Medicare Severity Diagnostic Related Group. I cannot stress this enough. This is how hospitals in America make their money. Period. End of story. DRGs is king. Let me explain. When a patient walks into a hospital, right, they'll have a diagnosis. They'll have a principal diagnosis. They'll have a primary diagnosis. They'll have a bunch of secondary diagnoses, right? Those diagnoses all relate to ICD-10 codes. There are 144,000 plus ICD-10 codes, right? ICD-10 CM codes, clinical medicine codes, right? The Z dot blah, blah, blah codes you see. All of those codes, every last one of them are grouped under something called a DRG, right? From 001 to 999. Every single DRG is related to a payment amount. Every single one of them. Here's an example. If you come in with the diagnosis of pulmonary embolism with no MCC or CC, right? The code is, ICD-10 code is 126.99. That ICD-10 code falls under the DRG of 176. Go and look it up. You can look it up yourself. That DRG pays about $5,362. That's it, period. That's all the money you're getting for that DRG. Obviously, there's going to be regional differences, right? It costs more to do business in New York than it does in Alabama, so they're going to have multipliers, right? But every DRG is related to a basket lump sum payment. And let's also not forget that insurance companies base their payments, right, for private insurers off DRGs. 10% let 90% of what Medicare pays, 120% of what Medicare pays, because, you know, CMS is the largest insurer of people in the United States. So insurance companies will pay around, you can use a DRG and estimate what an insurance company might pay, a private insurer. So y'all, here's an example of a list I got from Optum. Straight from Optum, right? This is an old list, right? 2021, DRG 001. You can look it up. Heart transplant or implant of heart with MCC. When that patient lands into the hospital, or the coder codes that, the hospital is going to get $174,653.65. No more, no less. That's it. And there's a bunch of DRGs just like this. When a surgeon does a lung transplant, right? The DRG here is 007. You can look it up. And that facility is going to get $69,950. That's all they're getting. So like I said, every procedure has a related DRG. And we're going to be using these DRGs in the next videos. This consequence to make some conclusions about why you see why you see medicine is going in the way it's going. Like, comment, subscribe for the conclusion, y'all. Let's go.